Well, it's something could be interesting to say. It's we almost don't use smooth implants here in Brazil, and you see we have just 12 cases of ALCL in the country described by now. So you see the majority of the implants in Brazil are macro or micro textured, and the number of ALCL cases is very, very slow. This is something to be thinking about, because maybe it's just about the kind of infections or even genetic profile of the different populations. Also, we see in US a higher number of cases, and also in Australia. So it's a different incidence wherever in the world. And so it's something to be thinking about. That's why we put that slide for you to see it. Which somebody here would like to talk? Maybe Roy, I want to speak a little bit about it.
Hi guys, hi everybody in London. I think that probably the people that answered the question didn't understand perfectly that they had to answer in the past 10 years, which kind of implants they use, because the 8.5% of nanotextured in last 10 years, we don't have it actually. And probably in South America we have smooth, but I think that otherwise, how it was possible that Allergan had 70% of global market and Allergan didn't have any nano or smooth implant actually, it was just microtexture. I think the answer is not reliable.
Very good point.
One interesting point though is pre-ALCL, the rest of everything out of the US, like textured for capsular contracture, and US surgeons said the data doesn't show a benefit. And it is interesting that looking at the same data, the world had different opinions. And there's something troubling about that.
Well, I think though, if you look at the different literature reports, those that claim there's no difference between smooth and texture and those that claim there is a difference, a lot of the ones that said there were no difference actually didn't do a more complete analysis, because you have to split it out by whether the implants are placed above or below the muscle. And if you do that, there's 3 of the 10-year FDA studies that all 3 show a significant reduction, statistically significant reduction in capsular contracture in the subglandular plane. So
I understand that. I wasn't trying to argue that. It was only that looking at the same numbers, we came up with different conclusions as a...
Guys, I think we need to move off this. This is more about texture than getting onto BILCL. So let's come back from that. Mustafa, you wanted to say?
I want just to emphasize the point that was by Roger, and I think we are not talking about the same thing. We were not talking about data, and definitely is a significant decrease in capsular contracture when the implant are above the muscle. So under the muscle, we can argue about that, but above retrofacial, it makes difference.
One of the elephants in the room here is that the highest incidence from the DIVA study is polyurethane.